Okay, I probably should have gone to bed, but bit of a bee in my bonnet about this. It's half midnight, but I've got it working again. I couldn't find any mains motors that weren't huge. There was nothing basically that fit on it really, and still be a reasonable RPM. It needs to be a relatively low RPM. I got some. Well, it might have been small enough, but they would have been like thousands of RPM and would have just rattled this thing to pieces. So I ended up taking this little DC motor, which came off a printer. I think it was off possibly off an Epson printer. I've pried the pulley off it. I took the fan cage out. Drilled is it was a two-part fan, so one on each side. Drilled a couple of little holes. 3mm M3 screws. I had to take it out because I had to screw them in from that side. You can see, you might just be able to see them in there. Glued a little bit of aluminium tube over the spindle, which is splined, so it should holds. I've used some epoxy adhesive to hold the little bit on. It's got a bit of that left over here because this came from an old set of science gear, I think. You can see the bung on it. But yeah, just a little bit. 6mm outside, inside's close enough to the spindle. That's on there. So that went back. The cage pan went back in. The end cap went on. I had put a tiny dab of lithium grease on the bearings to try and get it up. I remember the little fan I was trying was probably, I don't know, let's say 20 watts, being generous, and it barely move it, you barely even keep it turning over. This, don't know, but running at 5 volts. There's a fair breeze coming out of there. If I hold a bit of paper up so you can see it, see? Which is, you know, more than adequate for basic air circulation. I don't know if you can even hear it. It's holding the fan right up close to it. Slight vibration there, and I can see it's slightly eccentric, but it's pretty much all rubber damped, so it's not going to rattle itself to bits or anything. But that's running at 5 volts. I don't know. Let's switch that down. You can see it's running at slightly under 0.2 amps. In fact, that looks like it's reading. What's that? 0.17? 0.17, yeah. 0.17 amps. So it's running at less than a watt. And I guess it kind of goes to show how much more efficient DC motors can be, because this is just like, wow, less than a 1 amp motor, or less than a 1 watt motor, and it's creating a fantastic throughput of air compared to a 20 watt motor which couldn't even move it from a standing start. Yeah, can't ask for more. It's probably even a little bit thinner. It doesn't even have to run at 5 volts though, which I wasn't too keen on the idea at first, but I suppose it does mean if I can take the heated cabinet, it will mean doing some microprocessor work, which I've been meaning to do, but I can see if I can hack up some sort of temperature controller automatically. In fact, I might actually have a circuit board, but that runs at 24 volts, but I can probably rig something up. Just a little temperature relay setting, because all I really need to do is, because I've got the oil-filled radiator in the bottom cabinet, and there's a hole in the middle. All the hot air pools at the top. It isn't recirculating because of the strange shape of the hole, and I couldn't make it any wider. And ideally, I really want a freezer, like a full height freezer with no shelves, no interruptions, one big door. But you know, I have to take what you find when you're scavenging for stuff. So the fan will go at the top back, and hopefully if it detects its temperature's got too high, it'll start tumbling on, recirculate the air down, try and cool at the bottom. I suppose it might mean I end up trying to hack the radiator onto the same relay, so it all sort of evens out rather than using the basic, you know, thermal strip thermostat the analog thermostat it's got in the radiator down the bottom. But excellent stuff. Now I can knock it up to 12 volts. I'm not sure what rating the motor is. And that's making some good noise there. I'll take that to. That's at 12 volts, and that's off range. So let's bring that back down. Okay, it's starting to get run away at about 9 volts. So let's say it's a 9 volt motor. Let's see, 9 volts, 0.4 amps. So, and that's, you could use that on a really hot day and you'd be laughing. That's excessive for my needs. Awesome.